If you don't understand that, you don't have to. It's not about, I don't want to be this nigga, bitch. Like, I've been made that clear. Nigga, you're mad because you feel like the last time I was with you, I wasn't on you like that.
Malayah just dropped a nuclear bombshell directly onto Blueface's career, logging onto Instagram Lhh to ruthlessly expose the dark, toxic reality behind closed doors. This wasn't a minor argument. This was a calculated, raw teardown of a master manipulator. Armed with bulletproof receipts, Malayah revealed exactly how Blueface uses flirting as a psychological weapon, deliberately comparing women to destroy their self-respect and crush their confidence. She drew a hard line in the sand, refusing to be another victim of his narcissistic mind games before walking away for good. But the real shockwave hit when Malayah turned the camera to issue a chilling, direct warning to Nevaeh, shouting for her to escape Blueface's suffocating, toxic grip before her life is completely ruined. The moment Blueface witnessed the stream, his fragile ego shattered, triggering an unhinged, aggressive public meltdown that proved every single word Malayah said was a direct hit. Today on Celebrity Insider, we are exposing the unfiltered truth, diving deep into the psychological manipulation, analyzing the brutal receipts, and breaking down the warning that might officially mark the end of Blueface's entire career. To truly grasp the magnitude of last night's explosion, we have to look directly at the specific, unfiltered allegations Malayah brought to the public stage. For months, rumors have swirled around Blueface's inner circle, but Malayah completely bypassed the rumor mill, stepping onto Instagram Lhh to deliver a precise, devastating autopsy of his character. She did not just state that the relationship was over. She dismantled the exact psychological mechanics of how Blueface operates behind closed doors, exposing a calculated pattern of behavior designed to diminish, control, and degrade the women around him. The first major revelation Malayah brought to light was Blueface's systematic use of comparison as a tool for emotional degradation. According to her detailed account, Blueface treats the women in his life not as human beings with inherent value, but as competing products in a marketplace he completely controls. Malayah explained how he routinely uses toxic comparative language to chip away at a partner's self-esteem. By constantly asking why she couldn't look like someone else, act like someone else, or display the same submissive traits as other women he interacts with, Blueface creates a perpetual state of insecurity. This is a classic, textbook manipulation tactic. By making a woman feel consistently inadequate, she becomes desperate for his approval, rendering her far easier to control. Malayah made it undeniably clear that this wasn't an occasional insult hurled during a heated argument. It was a daily, grinding psychological strategy meant to ensure that no woman around him ever felt secure enough to challenge his authority. Furthermore, Malayah exposed the sinister reality behind Blueface's public charm, specifically targeting the way he weaponizes flirting and affection. To the outside world, Blueface portrays himself as a charismatic, carefree artist who simply enjoys the company of beautiful women. Malayah completely shattered this illusion, revealing that his charm is actually a calculated manipulation tool used to establish dominant power dynamics. She detailed how affection from Blueface is never genuine or stable. Instead, it is handed out as a reward for compliance or suddenly weaponized as a tool to gaslight. He flirts openly with others to ignite intense jealousy, only to turn around and blame his partner for being overly sensitive or crazy when they react. This constant back and forth keeps his partners in a state of emotional whiplash, completely destabilizing their perception of reality. Malayah's live stream served as a breaking point because she flatly refused to play her assigned role in this toxic cycle any longer. She openly declared that she recognized the exact psychological games being played on her and consciously chose to draw a definitive, permanent line in the sand. Malayah stated with absolute clarity that she is not a disposable option, an accessory to his ego, or a target for his emotional games. By standing up for her own self-worth on a massive public platform, she completely flipped the script on Blueface. She did not quietly pack her bags and slip away in silence. She forcefully reclaimed her narrative, ensuring that the entire world witnessed her walking away entirely on her own terms. This bold act of defiance completely shifted the power dynamic, leaving Blueface utterly exposed. For someone whose entire brand is built on absolute control and unwavering dominance over the women in his circle, Malayah's refusal to be manipulated was a direct, devastating blow. She proved to millions of viewers that the luxury lifestyle, the flashy cars, and the public clout mean absolutely nothing when the cost is your fundamental self-respect. Her testimony on Instagram Live didn't just expose a bad breakup. It provided a chilling, microscopic look into a highly toxic environment, setting the stage for an even larger confrontation that would soon drag another prominent figure into the crosshairs of this massive public fallout. The moment Malayah finalized the exposure of her own experience, the trajectory of the live stream shifted from a personal declaration of independence into a direct, high-stakes intervention. This crucial turning point occurred when Malayah focused her attention entirely on Nevaeh, a figure whose ongoing involvement with Blueface has been the subject of intense public scrutiny for months. It is impossible to analyze Malayah's explosive warning without first looking at the chaotic, highly unstable foundation of the relationship between Blueface and Nevaeh. For a long time, the public has witnessed a vicious, repetitive cycle of dramatic breakups, public screaming matches, sudden reconciliations, and absolute emotional chaos played out across various social media platforms. To the average observer, their relationship appeared to be a toxic loop that neither party could truly escape, with Blueface consistently maintaining the upper hand through emotional leverage and public leverage. Recognizing this destructive pattern, Malayah used her massive live platform to deliver a blunt, chilling wake-up call directly to Nevaeh. She did not mince words or hide behind vague hints. She looked directly into the camera and issued an urgent, desperate plea for Nevaeh to completely cut ties with Blueface before the damage to her life became entirely irreversible. Malayah explicitly warned Nevaeh that the toxic environment she was currently enduring was not going to improve, because Blueface behavior is deeply structural, not situational. She argued that Nevaeh was being trapped in the exact same web of comparison, psychological manipulation, and emotional degradation that she herself had just broken free from. Malayah's warning was clear. Blueface thrives on keeping women in a state of perpetual instability, and as long as Nevaeh remained in his orbit, her mental health, self-esteem, and personal safety would continue to be systematically eroded. This direct call-out sent massive shockwaves through the entire community because it broke an unwritten rule of celebrity drama. Malayah wasn't just attacking Blueface. She was actively trying to pull another woman out of the fire, framing Nevaeh not as an enemy or a rival, but as a fellow victim who desperately needed to see the unvarnished truth. Malayah pointed out that the glamorous lifestyle, the social media clout, and the false promises of loyalty were merely illusions designed to keep Nevaeh compliant and dependent. By publicizing this warning, Malayah forced millions of viewers to look past the entertainment value of the drama and confront the real, human cost of toxic relationships. She made it impossible for anyone to view the situation between Blueface and Nevaeh as a harmless internet soap opera anymore, recontextualizing it as a serious, ongoing cycle of psychological harm. Furthermore, Malayah's intervention completely stripped Blueface of his ability to divide and conquer the women in his life. Historically, his manipulation relied heavily on keeping the women around him isolated, insecure, and constantly competing against one another for his attention and validation. By reaching out to Nevaeh with genuine concern and a shared understanding of his toxic tactics, Malayah effectively built a bridge over the divisions Blueface had spent months creating. This sudden solidarity between the women completely neutralized his primary weapon of control. Malayah's words acted as a mirror held up to Nevaeh's reality, forcing both Nevaeh and the audience to acknowledge that the constant disrespect, the public embarrassments, and the toxic mind games were not normal components of a healthy relationship. It was a powerful public demand for accountability that set off an immediate chain reaction, pushing the entire situation toward an explosive breaking point that Blueface could no longer ignore, control, or spin in his favor. The explosive aftermath of Malayah's live broadcast reached its absolute boiling point the exact second Blueface became aware of the stream. For an individual whose entire public identity, brand, and street cred are heavily anchored in an illusion of absolute power, unbothered detachment, and unwavering dominance over his romantic partners, this exposure was a devastating psychological strike. Malayah had done the unthinkable. She had not only left him, but she had also completely stripped away his power on a massive public stage, leaving his carefully constructed ego entirely shattered. The immediate reaction from Blueface was not one of calm denial or strategic silence. Instead, he completely lost his mind, launching into a frantic, chaotic, and unhinged public meltdown that effectively validated every single claim Malayah had just made. Witnessing Blueface's frantic response felt like watching a master manipulator completely run out of options in real time. He quickly took to his own social media platforms, screaming into the camera, hurling aggressive insults, and desperately attempting to flip the narrative back in his favor. However, the sheer aggression and panic in his voice betrayed his true emotional state. He was no longer the calm, collected figure pulling the strings behind the scenes. He was a man completely cornered by the truth. Instead of offering a rational defense or addressing the specific receipts Malayah had presented, Blueface resorted to classic gaslighting techniques on a public scale. He attempted to minimize Malayah's character, labeling her as bitter, crazy, and merely chasing clout at his expense. But the audience saw right through the performance. The desperate nature of his rants made it entirely obvious that Malayah's calculated words had struck a deadly blow to his fragile pride. This public meltdown provided a textbook display of what happens when a narcissistic control dynamic is suddenly destroyed. Blueface's primary frustration wasn't just that he had lost a partner. It was that he had completely lost control over the narrative. For years, he has successfully manipulated public perception, making his chaotic lifestyle look like a game where he always holds the winning hand. Malayah effectively exposed that game as a fraud. By showcasing how he weaponized flirting, pitted women against each other, and shattered their self-esteem, she gave the audience the exact vocabulary needed to decode his toxic behavior. Every angry shout, every defensive tweet, and every aggressive video Blueface posted in the hours following the live stream only served to confirm that he is entirely dependent on the submission of the women around him to fuel his own sense of self-worth. When that submission was boldly replaced by public defiance, his entire reality collapsed into chaos. Ultimately, Part 3 of this saga marks a permanent shift in how the world views Blueface relationships. By failing to maintain his cool, Blueface inadvertently proved to millions of viewers that Malayah's direct intervention was entirely necessary. His hostile reaction to the warning issued to Nevaeh revealed just how terrified he is of losing his grip on his remaining circle. He didn't just attack Malayah. He tried to preemptively reinforce his control over Nevaeh, sensing that the bridge of solidarity Malayah built could easily lead to his complete isolation. This historic, unhinged meltdown didn't just expose his toxic behavior. It exposed his deep-seated insecurity. For the first time in his public career, Blueface was left completely powerless, standing exposed under the harsh glare of public scrutiny, proving that no amount of money, fame, or social media clout can save a manipulator once their victims decide to stand up, speak the truth, and walk away forever. This explosive confrontation marks a historic turning point, proving that no amount of money or social media clout can save a master manipulator once the truth is brought into the light. Malayah's brave decision to stand up for her own self-worth has completely shattered the illusion of dominance Blueface spent years building around himself. But now, the biggest question remains entirely in the hands of the viewers. Will Nevaeh finally take this chilling warning seriously and escape this suffocating environment? Or will she continue to let her confidence be systematically destroyed by these toxic mind games? Furthermore, is this chaotic, unhinged public meltdown the definitive end of Blueface's career? We want to hear your raw thoughts on this massive situation. So drop your opinions down in the comment section below right now. Do you think Malayah's bold intervention will finally force Nevaeh to open her eyes? Or will the cycle simply continue? I read and reply to every single comment, so let's get the discussion started. If you want to stay ahead of the game with the absolute sharpest breakdowns, unfiltered celebrity truths, and deep dives into the biggest stories happening behind the scenes, make sure to hit that subscribe button for Celebrity Insider right now. Don't forget to smash the like button and click the notification bell so you never miss a single piece of breaking news or viral exposure. Your incredible support helps us keep pulling back the curtain on the industry's deepest secrets, bringing you the unvarnished facts every single day. Thank you so much for watching, take care of yourselves, and we will see you right back here in the very next video.